Give me over those links.
Hi everybody, we'll be live really soon. Sorry about that. And we are live.
We are live. Wow, the lighting.
What about the lighting?
Maybe there's a camera angle. I don't know. Anyway, though. Hey, everybody.
Huh.
Hi,
I'm
Tara.
in the dark and like the lights hitting you. I like this.
Hi, Mom. So, yep, tonight we're going to be talking about the Arabian Nights, which apparently I am the only person here who has read or even heard of these things. I am surrounded by Philistines.
You're surrounded by people who don't like to, well, by a person who doesn't like to read. I prefer audiobooks.
I'll just give everyone a moment to take that in. Hi, Connie.
I like to read like specific things.
What I want is to have like Snoop Dogg and Freeman, I forgot his name.
Give him a moment, folks. Give him a moment.
He was in he played God with he played God in one of the
He was in
Bruce
Wanted.
Almighty.
Huh?
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
That's not Snoop Dogg, that's Morgan Freeman.
Well, I want Snoop Dogg and him to
Oh.
start doing audiobooks because I think it'll be hilarious.
That could be funny, yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Oh, there have been lots of plays based off the Arabian Nights.
Hello, Connie.
I mean, considering that there is literally 1,001 of them, I would hope a few become plays.
Well, to be fair,
Hello, Mr. Bishop.
I've never been to a play.
I am so shocked. I never would have guessed that at all.
I've been to a few and they're awesome.
Anyway, though.
We should all go to a play.
Yeah. But anyway. Been holding off for enough trouble here because I'm just going to be honest with you guys before we even really dive into this. There are going to be opinions about this topic.
I mean, on Sunday. No, Saturday.
12,
First
13%, 13 point. What the hell is going on?
What is this? Error. You're not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream.
Can you just type in the comments and let them know because they probably can't hear us right now.
Hell, I can't even see the fucking comment. Oh, there we go. We are having technical difficulties.
I swear if it was that, it was only half plugged in. We're going down. We're at 12.9%. We're getting better. 12.8. We're getting. You guys should still be talking. Just say stuff.
Well, I saw the first Omen this weekend.
How was it?
The prequel to the prequel of The Omen.
Yeah, it kept the same pace as like the regular as the first one. So it was a little slow. They did a couple scenes where like they paid homage to like the first one. One of the priests got like how in the first one the priest got decapitated. Like at the beginning there was a priest that had like a chunk of his like skull and brain taken off from the back, and we're like, oh, and he's like, oh, I'm perfectly fine, I'm gonna start walking away, and then the priest that was talking was like, oh damn. But it was good. I think the way they ended it was they left it open, so there might be a spinoff. Cause
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but there's a sequel.
yeah, well, technically this makes 5 for the for all of it, but the Omen's biological mother slash sister and twin sister survived, and it looks like the church that made this happen is starting to go after him to get rid of loose ends. So I think there's going to be like another part of it.
Sorry to cut you off real quick. So we just dropped our internet in a bunch of frames. We're still live, so anybody who doesn't know, he's talking about the new Omen movie. Because yeah, we were running back and forth, technical difficulties, but it's better now. So
yeah, it was a good movie. Like it's like the Catholic Church is like the one or the ones behind, like a section of the Catholic Church is behind bringing the Omen into the world. And then they killed the Omen's dad by fire, which is kind of funny. They killed the demon with fire. But I thought it was a good movie. I recommend it.
would you say it was better than The Last Voyage of the Demeter that we saw last summer?
No.
Was he with
No.
us?
I don't think I was with you guys on that one.
Yeah, you were.
Was I?
Yeah, you drove us there, I thought.
No, I drove us to Godzilla.
Wait, talk again, Jesus?
Hello.
Talk about, we're going, what the hell is going on?
See, the stream is buffering, but it says excellent connection.
Yeah, we're at 10.4% drop frames. Alright, we're going down. Why would this be? What's going on?
4.
I can disconnect from the internet if you guys want. Or would that be an issue?
Shouldn't be an issue because sometimes when we've been on here, he's been in there playing games. So, no, you connected to the internet shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, see, we're going down again. I think it's fine. It is going to be a little glitchy for everybody online. So bear with us because I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I plugged directly into...
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is... It's a bright, sunny, clear day.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, just go on with the show, I guess I would say. Because we've not lost connection. It's just kind of glitchy and has to buffer for people.
Can they still hear us? Are we...
Yes, they can hear you.
Alright. Well, let's talk about these nights.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's funny that we have all these problems. And, yeah, there's no way this is not going to be a controversial show. There's no way we're going to not anger whole swaths of people. So, the Arabian Nights, or as some people know them, the 1001 Arabian Nights, one of the oldest books in human history. And as with the territory, no one really can give a straight answer of where this thing comes from.
It came from someone's brain.
Well, no, see, here's the problem. So, in 1706, the government of England began efforts to actually collect these stories because it is a mangled mush of folk tales and legends and so on from, and write this down, children, the Middle East, Northern Africa, Central Asia, and Western Asia.
So pretty much all the places they conquered?
Kinda. Now, here's the problem. These stories spread from all over the place. Because again, these are stories that were collected after the fact. Now, most of them are attributed to what's referred to as the Islamic Golden Era, which was, roughly speaking, if I can remember the top of my head, hold on, I have the notes here actually, from the 8th century into the 13th century. Although that in itself is kind of a controversy, because there's, of course, some people who argue, blah, 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 the golden age of it, the Islamic golden age never ended, yada, yada, yada. Of course, there's...
people who have their heads up their asses?
Yeah, there's arguments about it. Fun side note, though, the people who say that it did definitively end say that it was Genghis Khan who ended it.
I can believe that.
He just kind of stepped in and was like, yeah, nope.
He's like, I don't like this anymore. Bye.
But what's funny is that it's called the Arabian Nights. However, most of these stories are actually attributed to Mesopotamia and Persia. Not the first people you think of when you think of the word Arabian. But, and that's not even getting into the issue of when did these stories come from, because here's the big problem, and here's where we're going to piss some people off. A lot of these stories, they had to be preserved because certain political powers that existed in that part of the world deemed them as heretical and blasphemous. And so they were going to be destroyed. You weren't supposed to tell these stories. And it was the conquering, colonial, invading Englishmen who are so horrible at everything all the time ever, who came in and like, hey, excuse me. Could
that
you?
looks nice. We're gonna take that for
ourselves. Could you not burn those books? That, maybe don't destroy this history. And so, unfortunately, in order to actually even get these stories, they had to be heavily edited. There are several examples of this in the Arabian Nights where random stories will just completely get sidetracked because we need a whole page just praising Allah and saying how great Allah is. Because they need to be Muslim stories. They can't be pre-Islamic stories. That would make them heresy and need to be destroyed.
Why can't they put that at the beginning or like at the end of the story?
Because remember, these stories were saved individually and then put together. It's kind of like the Bible, actually, in a weird way. And there goes the other half of the world that hates my guts now. How the Bible isn't actually one single book. It's an anthology that everything is kind of pushed together. It's similar.
I hate you. I don't judge, and you are right. Yes.
Fun side note, because we brought up the Bible, actually, H.P. Lovecraft. He always said that there are two books which every upstanding member of a civilized society should read: the Bible and the Arabian Nights. Not because of spirituality, because he actually detested organized religion and didn't like priests. But because of how the stories are written and how old they are and how historic they are, everyone should read those two books. Even though, ironically, the Bible and the Arabian Nights aren't books in the traditional sense. They're anthologies. But yeah, it wasn't until 1706 that people started trying to preserve these stories and compilate them together. And it took them almost 20 years. The Arabian Nights was not published even remotely as we know it today until 1721, which would be 15 years on the nose, if I'm not mistaken. Numbers are not good for me. Yeah, that'd be 15 years.
I don't know.
Of course
I
not.
have a horrible sense of time, to be honest with you.
But anyway, yeah, they're primarily attributed to Persians and Mesopotamians. However, various Arabic tribes, and specifically the Sanskrit people, Sanskrit people are believed to have been the primary writers of these stories way, way long time ago, even earlier than when the book was put together. Now, what's interesting is that this book has what's called a frame story, which is to say the story itself, the compilation, is a story that's counted among it. Because actually, if you want to get really technical, there's only 999 stories in the Arabian Nights originally. The frame story is supposed to be the 1000th. And we'll explain that one real quick. Hopefully everybody can still hear me and is still alive and everything.
No, I'm dead on that inside.
We're at 7.3%.
Is that bad?
It's better than it was. It really shot up there.
Okay.
I'm not buffering anymore.
Good. Okay, so here's the funnier thing too, because again, this was a 15-year endeavor to make this compilation, and you had multiple different governments and religious factions who all wanted a hand in this. There are different versions of the Arabian Nights. The common version, which is the one that we all know, that was written in, that was finished in 1721. Its framing device centers around a ruler named, I'm going to try really hard. Don't laugh at me. Shahryar. I am not sure how you pronounce that. Shahryar.
Shahar.
Shahar?
Or Shaharya.
Shahryar.
As in the dude who had the parrot that talked?
No.
Emperor. Let's see.
He was a king. In the story, he's a king.
Shahryar. Oh, Shahryar.
Shahryar. Okay.
Shahryar.
Shahryar. R, like a pirate. Okay. So, here's the deal. He had a wife whose name was absolutely horrifying to look at.
How the fuck?
Let's spell it out, kids.
Scheherazade.
Oh gosh.
Scheherazade?
Hold on, let me find it.
How does Google pronounce it?
Oh gosh.
She was pretty,
They don't.
according to this picture.
Yeah, she's not bad looking actually.
But anyway,
She has those Jar Jar ears.
that's a
Those aren't
headdress.
ears. That's a headdress.
It makes it look she has a Jar Jar ears.
Oh, yeah, Faye.
I can't find out how to.
She
pronounce
Scheherazade is how my mother is saying it's pronounced.
that. Yeah,
Shah-
Scheherazade. Okay, I see it.
Scheherazade. So here's the deal about that. In most versions, for one reason or other, the king decides he doesn't want a wife anymore. In a lot of versions, it's that he is betrayed by a woman, and so his heart turns hard, and he's afraid that any woman he meets will betray him. Well, obviously, his wife doesn't want to, be executed, so she comes up with an excuse that he can't kill her because she has all these stories. Don't knock it. It worked. It worked for 999 nights, where every night she would tell him a new story. Which is funny because the actual book, The Arabian Nights, some of these are pretty, how do I put this? They're very loose with the definition of a story. Some of them are more like poems or songs. Some people even, and I guess this is kind of a joke, refer to some of them as verses. Like in the Bible, how the Bible has verses. But on the 1000th night, she had to admit that she was screwed. She was out of stories. And so her hubby, the king, is like, really? You dragged me through? You put me through, you do this. And on the 1000th night, now you're out of ammo?
I would have been impressed.
No, he was mad. He's like, really? We were that far? Come on.
I would have been still impressed. I would have been upset, but I would have been impressed.
Well, here's the thing. Again, the story does vary slightly on the reasoning, but the common one is that actually his court, because again, remember, he's a king, his advisors and stuff all come forward and say, wait, no. There is a 1000th story. This is the 1000th story. And it's up to you, my king, to decide if it has a happy ending or a sad ending. And again, regardless of the splinter off, because again, it does change from time to time.
A kid with like hair covering part of his eye came out of nowhere, and he said, "Tonight will be the night."
Shut up. Anyway, but regardless of how you get to it, the king always forgives his wife for not telling him all those stories, and basically he doesn't kill her. He lets her stay. Isn't that nice of him?
Do the thing, Bear.
What thing?
Tonight will be the night.
No. Anyway, but yeah, it's interesting too because the Middle East, the Arabians, they were kind of like the Greeks and Romans. They were actually kind of fond of tragedies.
Of course, the Romans are fond of tragedies. Look at their whole fucking history.
Right. But what's even further interesting is that actually, hold on, let me see if I can find where he gets mentioned.
Dementia?
No. Oh, here he is. Here we go.
We all know I'm here just to try to be funny.
Someday maybe you will be. Anyway, though, what's really interesting is that, again, so there's technically 999. Plus the...
God damn it.
Okay, your funny and gross just interrupted the show.
I had to pull my nose. My fucking allergies are acting up.
Here it
Oh,
goes.
God, now... Tried to steal my hat. Now Mr. Bishop is singing in the goddamn chat.
Yes!
Anyway, so again, technically speaking, there's only 999. Plus the frame gives us an even 1,000, right? Well, here's the funny
I feel
thing.
like that's a cop-out.
Well, here's the funny thing. A lot of the stories, a lot of the versions that were compilated and put together and written out, they don't count the frame story as actually one of them. Which means that there's two stories that we need to account for, don't we? What if I told you probably the two most famous Arabian Nights stories were not in the original Arabian Nights? What if I told you they were added way bleeping later by a French dude?
Oui.
I'm not joking. Aladdin and the Wondrous Lamp and Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves are not part of the original collection of stories that was considered the Arabian Nights.
So you're telling me the funny genie is not a knight?
We'll get to him. We will get to him. No. So, they were found by a French translator named Antony Galland. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Anthony Galland. I got him right here, yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Man, that dude had a wig.
Yes, he did. Now, his reasoning, because again, he slipped in like right at the end of when they were finishing the compilation. Because remember, again, this was a 15-year project that dozens of scholars and historians worked together on. And he just came in out of nowhere with these two extra stories. And his argument was that while they weren't actually from the region, they captured the same spirit and attitude of the other stories, and so they deserved to stand alongside them.
Just at the other note, when you looked up the picture of the princess, I like how that one was in color, but his is just black and white.
Yeah?
He's like, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna have my fancy wig, but I want you to paint this portrait in black and white. I don't want color in it. I'm gonna be a trendsetter.
Since we're talking about the picture, I'm gonna throw it up real quick.
Might as well. No, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves is actually a Syrian story.
So he pretty much said it has the same vibe as these other ones, so we're just gonna throw it in there.
Yeah.
And someone bought that.
Yes, they did. I mean, good on him, I guess. I mean,
It was the
cool.
wig. That's what did it.
Well, you know, when you talk about these kind of Europeans from the 1700s and stuff like that, their power level is denoted by their wig. The bigger the wig, the more power they have. It's kind of like being a Super Saiyan.
That's not over 9,000.
No, probably not, but that's still the point. The point is his wig is where he drew his power from. But anyway, so yeah, Alibaba was actually Syrian. And again, was much more recent. And the one that throws everyone through a loop is that Aladdin was Chinese.
Wait, what?
Yes. And the
Oh.
original pronunciation was believed to actually be Aladian. But it was changed into Aladdin. But yeah, and real quick, I want to say something because everyone always brings this up. What about the Disney version?
Man, we don't talk about that. They fucking ruin everything.
Well, with the live action, I agree with you. But the actual original animated film, Aladdin, I would argue it kind of... Hold on a second. Excuse
Bless
me.
you. By the God that's not there.
Anyway, I would argue it's kind of funny because we were talking about our boy Galland and how he argued that Aladdin and Alibaba should be in the Arabian Nights because they're not from that region or the time frame, but they still had the same spirit, you know?
Same shenanigans, tomfooleries, and
Stuff.
hootenannies.
Yeah, they felt like they belonged amongst those stories. And what's funny is that Disney's Aladdin has almost nothing to do with Aladdin and the Wondrous Lamp and is much more of just all the Arabian Nights. Just kind of done really loud, what's the term? Vegas style. Vegas does the Arabian Nights is really what Aladdin was. And it even gets further than that because the animated series and the two sequels even further elaborated.
Don't talk about those.
I would argue those were kind of cool.
They didn't have the good genie in them.
Yeah. Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in them.
No.
He was in the third one. Homer Simpson played Genie in Revenge of Jafar. Because Robin got sick. Which is ironic because originally Homer Simpson was going to be Genie from the get-go. But he got sick and he suggested Robin Williams, and Robin Williams wanted to work with Disney. So he took the role.
They had a horrible relationship.
They unfortunately did. But anyway, yeah, I actually would defend Disney's Aladdin, the animated one. I didn't subject my eyeballs to watching the live action thing, and I'm not going to.
Robin Williams wasn't going to be. There was no way in how he was going to
There-
be in it, so I wasn't going to even bother with it.
Yeah, there's no way that Will Smith would be able to carry on the performance of Robin Williams.
Oh, fuck no.
Especially with that hideous looking CG. Like the genie went from looking like a big friendly guy that you'd want to give a hug to looking like the most skinny yet oddly masculine man I've ever seen in my life. Like, what is wrong with that genie? They should have got fluffy.
Why are you looking up George Lopez?
That's not George.
Gabriel Iglesias.
Goddamn it.
Gabriel Iglesias. Gabriel should have played the genie in the live action.
I've heard a lot of people say it should have been Gabriel Iglesias.
He can do impersonations. He can sing. He has that big barrel chest. He looks big and broad. He's funny.
as hell.
Yeah, no. He should have been.
King of the Mexicans, too.
I mean, that's not for me to say.
I can
Is
say
that what he said?
It's the truth.
That's what he said. Anyway, though, but yeah, no, the Disney's Aladdin is actually, in my opinion, a good example of the Arabian Nights themselves. It's kind of funny because, and I'll just say the controversial thing. We know Muslims to be very stuffy and strict and not have a lot of humorous, adventurous attitude. They're pretty stern. They're a pretty stern culture. And then you read the Arabian Nights, and it's just some of it is just freaking insanely hilarious and ridiculous. There are legitimately comedic stories.
Well, when Fluffy went overseas to go perform, he couldn't perform in any of the cities. They had to be stages like racetracks, stuff like that, set outside of city limits. Where he would be able to perform and stuff, just because of the religious police over there. And again, different cultures, different laws. They do stuff differently, and it's something that
kind of sad.
It sucks, but it's normal for them.
Yeah, and they have every right to govern themselves as they see fit.
My opinion, everyone should have the right to laugh whenever the fuck they want and be funny whenever the fuck they want. But again, different cultures, different countries, different.
That's their part of the world, and I respect that.
But yeah,
But at the same time, also I have to point out, it's very clear why a lot of these stories were going to destroy them if it wasn't for interference from other countries. Because they're actually fun and happy and kind of cool. But anyway, I still recommend, seriously, you guys should read the Arabian Nights. There's an
audiobook of it.
I guarantee there is an audiobook.
When Fluffy was over there, he mentioned that small-time comedians from over there were coming up to him, they were asking him advice, they were telling him jokes, and he said they were funny when he liked it over there.
Yeah. It's probably hours upon hours long.
10 hours for part 1 of 2.
What the fuck?
So that's about 20 hours, assuming that it's halfway. But anyway.
That's not bad for reading a book, actually.
No, it's not.
It depends. Is the voice any good?
I don't know.
Because if it's one of those, then no.
Hold on a second.
But yeah, that's I've heard some people can't go to certain places because of their religion and stuff.
It's that they still have segregation over there, like women and men. But again, it's different cultures, different stuff. It's how it is.
Yeah.
You can't film inside of certain religious areas over there.
Yeah.
It's against the law. That's I don't remember the kid's name, but that's what he decided that he didn't have to follow the law over there, and now he's in jail.
Yeah.
And he's surprised he got arrested.
Surprisingly.
But anyway. So, real quick side note about my notes. So, in the Arabian Nights, there's a few characters who reappear multiple times. One of them is the terrible blue genie, which ironically is the physical direction that we get Robin Williams' genie.
Yeah, but he was funny.
Well, I'll explain that in a little bit. But what's funny is when I did a search for information on the terrible blue genie, all that came up was, why is Will Smith's genie so terrible? Where did they go wrong with Will Smith's genie? How could they have fixed Will Smith's genie?
Simple. It's very easy.
It shouldn't have been Will Smith.
Yeah, we went over this. It should have been Gabriel Iglesias.
It should have been Fluffy.
The King of Mexican, also known as Pikachu.
He has all the things you would need to play the genie. But anyway, no, the terrible blue genie was the worst of the worst. He is a big time villain, ironically enough.
Well, then again, everyone thinks genies are funny, going, they'll grant you wishes without consequences, like Aladdin, but technically they're assholes. They're fucking demons, technically speaking. Yeah,
so they were spirits who were punished and trapped inside lamps. What's interesting is that the explanation for them and how they behave the way they do, it varies slightly, but in the core, 9 times out of 10, it's explained that they have phenomenal cosmic power. They're the most powerful kind of spirit, but they angered everything else.
And now they have to live in a tiny little bitty lamp.
And the funny thing is a lot of times the big thing that they did wrong that pissed everything else off was that they hunted humans for sport. They were cruel. They hunted for sport. So all you game hunters out there, I'll put your bitch ass in a bottle.
Well,
But anyway, and the big caveat is that a genie is trapped in the lamp until a human, it has to be specifically a human, by the way, a human has to let them out somehow. So it's the irony is, you're in prison and the only person that can let you out were your victims.
ah,
Yeah.
we some petty ass motherfuckers.
Oh, yes.
Some irony.
Look at it this way. In the Hispanic community,
Oh, boy.
the Dolph bitch that killed Selena is still in prison. That bitch doesn't deserve to get out. She shouldn't get the fuck out, but sadly, she's gonna get released because she's been serving her time next year. Well, she's gonna have to get put in protective custody because a bunch of Hispanics still hold that shit to a motherfucking grudge. And if someone catches her on the streets, it's gonna be on site and she's gonna get her ass beat. Even to this day, when she's been applying for parole, her Selena's family continues to go and says that no, she shouldn't get parole. She should be stuck behind jail since they don't have since Selena lost her life. She should lose her freedom.
Well,
but yeah.
no. So again, the idea is that the genies were cruel to humans, and so the only being that can free a genie
It's its victim.
Is-
We petty assholes. We ain't doing that shit.
not on purpose. Most genies are freed on accident.
How do you free a genie?
You open the bottle.
Huh.
Yeah,
Does he
the
still
whole
have-
rubbing the lamp thing, that is a modern thing. That is not in the Arabian Nights. It's
So, how do
opening
you
the
get
bottle.
your 3 wishes then?
Well, okay, so that varies actually. And I'll explain that. So a great example of the relationships that genies have is a story in the Arabian Nights referred to as the old man and the bottle. Don't laugh. That's what it's called, the old man and the bottle.
Hey man, if you
And it's one of my favorite stories, actually, so I'll tell it. So, the legend tells that there was this old fisherman. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Did he drop his bottle of whiskey in the river?
No. He was so desperate for food that he wasn't even using a rod and reel to fish. He was just throwing a net out and trying to drag in as much as possible.
That works.
It does, but see, that's what the poor people do. No, I'm in the tradition. That's what you do when you're desperate. Normally, if you're just fishing for food, you just use a rod and reel and you fish. So he's throwing on a net and he drags it back in. And as he's pulling the net in, he sees something glimmer amongst the mud and the muck that the net has brought up. So he picks it up, and gadzooks, it is this beautiful, beautiful crystal lamp.
I would have sold it.
Well, that's what he was thinking. But it felt heavy. So there must be something inside it.
You got something from the ocean and it's probably filled with water.
Well, he pops the cork off, and sure enough, there's this big plume of black smoke. And the smoke consolidates and turns into a man. And the old guy is like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. And the genie goes, thank you. I've been stuck in there for 300,000 years. And the old man's like, why? And the genie explains, well, you see, I have this really bad habit. I kill humans for fun. The old man is starting to sweat now, and he's like, can we talk? And the genie explains, so you see, when I first got in the lamp, I was really mad. And I swore that the second I got out, I would kill the first person I saw. The old man is just still like,
Oh shit.
But the genie continues on explaining. But as I was going, I started to calm down, and I swore that I would give anyone who let me out of the lamp a wish. The old man's like, that doesn't negate the first problem. And the genie explained, but you see, after the first 100,000 years, I realized that no one was willing to help me. So I sweetened the deal and I said I'd give 2 wishes to anyone that got me out. But still, nobody would let me out. The old man's just sitting there.
That still doesn't fix the problem.
That doesn't fix the first problem. So the genie said that more recently, I was so desperate, I finally said, okay, fine. I'll give 3 wishes to anybody who lets me out of this goddamn lamp. And the old man's like, but can we address that first promise you made? And the genie explains, so I am honor bound. I must give you 3 wishes. And then I have to kill you to keep my first promise. The old man's like, you deserve to be in this lamp, you asshole. And the genie is like, I know. I'm going to work on being a better person after I get done with all these promises. So hurry up and make your wishes. And the old man's thinking about
At
it.
least he's a man of his word.
Yeah.
Or a spirit of his word.
But anyway, so the old man thinks about it. And he goes, well, there's no way I can talk you out of that whole first promise thing. Genie goes, no, I'm keeping my promises. So you get your 3 wishes, and then I'll kill you because you're the first person I saw. Man thinks about it, goes, well, shit, I guess it wouldn't be any good to use the wishes on myself. I got an idea. I wish that I was stupidly wealthy, that I had a huge vault filled with gold and jewels and treasure. And the genie looks at him and goes, you're literally about to die, dude. Who cares? Why are you wishing for that? And the old man explains, well, you see, I have a wife and a child. I'll die, they'll inherit it. And no one can touch it because it's an inheritance, which was actually a law, the thing. You couldn't tax or touch an inheritance. If he had just wished they had the money, then there could be complications, but you can't touch an inheritance.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a nice law?
Not now.
Not in America. In America,
You can contest the will.
Yeah, but anyway. But you can't touch an inheritance. So, by him being wealthy, and then he dies, they're set. And the genie goes, wow, you actually thought that out. That's a really good wish. Okay, what's your second wish? Old man thinks about it and goes, you know, my wife is actually pretty up there in age. I mean, she's actually older than me. I wish that she had her youth and beauty back. And the genie's like, wow, so you're leaving her an inheritance and you're giving her youth back? I'm really sorry I have to kill you. That's a great wish. Okay, cool. What else you got? You got one more, kid.
I wish you were back in the bottle without killing me.
It gets better. It gets so much better. The old man thinks about it and goes, well, you know, my son is of age to join the army. And I have to admit, I would have a hard time resting in peace knowing that he could go and become a soldier. And then he could die. So I wish that my son was an incredible, powerful, invincible warrior.
Hercules, Hercules.
Basically. And the genie is like, damn. I never in 300,000 years, I never expected somebody would make such great wishes, selfless. I'm really sorry to have to kill you, but okay. So he snaps his fingers and he says, yep, all your wishes have been granted. But now it's time for me to fulfill my first promise. And given that you've shown you're such a great man, I'd really hate to have to thrash you and beat you up. I really would appreciate it if you would just, bare your neck and let me just give a quick, clean slash of your throat so there's no violence or anything bad about it. And the old man goes, whoa, whoa, wait a minute here. I see what you're doing. You're a bandit. You're a thief. And the genie's like, I beg your pardon? The old man's like, yeah, no, I asked for these wishes. Conveniently, none of them are here. Where's my son? Where's my beautiful wife? Where's my treasure? You're a thief, and you want me to let you kill me so you can mug my body. without a struggle. I get it. I see what's going on here. And the genie is like beside himself, like, I came out of a lamp. There was a big poof of smoke.
I could have been drunk. You don't know.
That doesn't mean you're not a liar.
And the old man's like, any kid with the right kit could make a smoke and mirrors display. This ain't nothing. You're just a thief. You're just a human. And so the genie's like, I don't want to hurt you. I just want to kill you. Okay, fine. No, fine. What could I do? What could I do to show you I'm a genie? And the old man thinks about it and goes, well, there is one thing a genie could do that I've never seen a person do. Genie, who's getting frustrated, is like, okay, fine, what? Just tell me already. Can we get this over with? I feel bad about killing you in the first place. I'd like to get this done. And the old man goes, I've never seen a human fit inside a bottle.
Please tell me he doesn't fucking fall for that.
The genie goes, oh my God, fine. If that's what it takes to prove it to you, we'll just get this out of the way. And so the genie shrunk down really tiny, got back into the bottle. And the old man jumps, puts the cork back on top, shakes it for good measure, and says, hey, thanks for the free wishes, asshole, and throws it back into the ocean. And then he immediately goes home to count all the wealth in his gigantic vault of gold and see his young, beautiful wife again so they can send off their invincible soldier son to fight in war.
She's gonna leave him. All that fucking money.
No. That's the old man and the bottle.
See, I just would have wished for the first wish to be to break your first promise, so he didn't kill me. But
Okay, first wish. I wish you didn't have to keep that first promise.
yeah.
What about you? How would you get out of this? How would you get... Wish for immortality?
Cut my neck off and I'll come straight back. Alright, motherfucker, let's do this shit.
Well, if he can't kill you, what does he do about his first promise? Because he promised he would kill the first man he saw, but he makes you immortal. Does he just beat the shit out of you eternally? Trying to kill you?
Make me a woman, let's go for a big walk till you see a man, then make me a man again? That's two of them. No, my first wish would be...
Well, I was thinking more like Deadpool.
I like how your wish is, I wish you were back in the bottle.
No, that was his.
That was mine.
Was that you who said that? Yeah, I thought you said that.
No, my wish was, I wish that you break your first promise.
You would just wish him back into the bottle?
Yeah.
So you take the two wishes for yourself?
Yeah.
Well, what would your wishes be?
Filthy rich.
Filthy rich.
Immortality.
Immortality.
Get your ass back in the bottle.
Yeah, what about you guys in the chat? What would your three wishes be? See, I still love how he got the genie so frustrated he didn't even realize, wait, he'll just put the cork back in the bottle.
What was the Deadpool thing you were going to say? And
well,
yeah,
Deadpool has a healing factor where...
Regeneration is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, where even if you cut his head off, he still regenerates back.
Yeah, but does that count as being killed?
Technically speaking, yes.
You gotta be careful with these spirits, man. Also, real quick, what an asshole promise to make. I promise I'll kill the first man I see.
Shit, I would have made a better
I promise I'm gonna grant him wishes.
I'll grant some wishes, but I won't tell him about the first promise, and the first promise would be destroying the first fucking human city I see.
See, I can respect that, because the reason I walked off my last job is because I promised I'm leaving, I quit.
Keeping your word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fault the genie for keeping his promise. It was a dumb promise to make.
Yeah, because I'm like, I quit, and my manager's like, no, you're going to get back and do your job. I'm like, hand before God, I quit. And I walked off.
Oh no, my battery's dying.
And I'm like...
My computer's battery is dying.
I don't know where your charger's at.
Buried in the corner there.
Oh god, dude, why?
I don't think it's going to reach.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like... It would be different if I, like, promised to kill somebody. It's like, no, that's a lot different.
Mr. Bishop is going to cheat the system. I wish you'd give me infinite wishes.
See, I've heard of that, yeah. No, okay,
And keep in mind, he didn't. The genie did not specify that there was a limitation.
He did not. And he didn't say there was limits to the wish.
He just said, I would give them 3 wishes, and then I would kill the bastards I saw.
My first wish would be that you break your first promise of killing me. And you don't. My second wish would be you never kill anybody or hurt anyone again. And my third wish, I'll admit, would probably be a little selfish. I don't know. Our light flickered when you plugged that in.
There we go. Okay.
What would my third wish be?
I mean, we know him. He'd just go straight up Frieza.
Well, yeah. Be able to heal from any wound, any poison. Be filthy rich. The fucking world would be mine after a couple of years.
But yeah, so there are a lot of examples of the genies giving 3 wishes. 3 is a very significant number.
It's always 3 though.
It is. 3 is like across the board. 3 is always important.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But as far as the Disney genie, the Disney's genie actually is primarily, like I said, he's physically based off the terrible blue genie, who is this evil, like he's the worst of the worst.
I wonder if that's what they were trying to do with the live action Aladdin movie.
Make him more accurate.
That's where Will Smith was picked.
Yeah. But anyway, another one of my favorite stories is, in some translations, it's referred to as the boy who was a prince. And this is actually where we get the genie in terms of personality.
Purple Rain?
You're going to regret what you just said, actually. So, the boy who was a prince. Long ago, there was this boy. He didn't know his mother. She apparently died when he was a baby. But he still had a father. Problem is, his father was a bastard. Heavy drinker, heavy gambler, and a bit of a cutthroat, actually. And every day, he would force his son to go out to the bazaar and steal. What a loving dad, right? Yeah.
At least he's around.
We'll get to that. And so the boy is wandering through the bazaar, trying to find something that he can take. What you looking up?
Prince and Aladdin. I've heard something about it, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
Do you know that Prince?
Prince Ali?
Prince, who later on in years he wasn't known as Prince. He was known as the former artist.
The artist formerly known as
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah. Because he changed his name to some weird symbol.
Yeah. Anyway, though. So, the boy is in the bazaar, and he's looking for something that he can steal so that he can sell, and Dad can have liquor money, basically. Because if he doesn't come back with something worth a damn, he's going to get a beating.
They should put his dad on the corner. If you know, you know.
Yeah, anyway. And as he's going, it's unfortunately a very busy day in the bazaar. And as he's going, trying to sneak around and be quiet, he goes by this odd antique stand. And there's this beautiful bronze, or no, it's glass. It's like the last one. It's beautiful glass lamp. And he's going to reach for it. And as he does, someone sees him. Hey, what are you doing over there? So he gets startled. And he drops this beautiful glass bottle. And it shatters on the ground. And there's this humongous plume of purple smoke.
Purple Rain!
And it goes high up into the sky, and everybody is staring in horror and watching, and it suddenly consolidates into this gigantic man who is taller than the buildings around him. Purple-skinned. Huge square chin, big barrel-chested body. Only a single lock of hair on his head and on his chin. And he's looking around, goes, wait, stop. I'm free? Holy shit!
Murder!
Wait, how'd this happen? What happened? Somebody did something. I'm not supposed to be free of the lamp. What happened? Who did this? And here's the sad thing. Everybody rats out the boy. They all step away from him and point and go, "He broke the lamp! He broke it! He broke your bottle!" And the genie looks down. "Hey, you! I need to talk to you! You broke my lamp!" Boy screams bloody murder and just runs away. And the genie...
giant. He's just going to walk after you, stepping on people on the way there.
No, that's the funny thing. The genie is like, "Oh, don't run from... Damn it!" And he start walking, but he's being careful. He's tiptoeing through the buildings, stopping to apologize to people. Like, "I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this boy, the child. He broke my lamp. So, excuse me, coming through. Oh, nice drapes. Pardon me, excuse me." And the boy is in a blind panic. So he...
Beelines at home.
Yep, he runs exactly back to his house, the only place he thinks he's safe.
Little does he know.
He runs in, slams the door shut, and he's bracing himself against the door. His dad is sitting at the table, cleaning his fingernails with a knife. Nice to have Dad pre-equipped, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so Dad looks up and goes, "Well, what'd you get?" And the boy explains, there was a bottle at the bazaar and it broke and now there's a giant behind me. And suddenly they hear this loud knocking at the door.
I would have hit harder, but it's your laptop.
"Excuse me? I'm looking for a little boy. I think he ran in this building. Please open up."
I would have just took it.
The most polite mass murderer ever. Oh.
And Scraps the Kobold is here.
Hey, Scraps.
I'm gonna be honest. If I was that genie, I wouldn't have give two shits, and I would have just been marching my way over there.
Well,
if you don't see the genie and don't get out of his way, that's on you.
Taller than a building, by the way. But no, he's knocking on the door. "Open this door. I'm looking for a little boy. He broke my lamp." And Dad stands up. You let a genie out of his lamp? And then you let him here to my house? You stupid mother son of a... God damn it. This is why I don't feel bad about the fact I killed your mother. I should have killed you too. Save me the trouble and the money.
What a bastard.
No, seriously. And so the boy is like pressed against the door, and he realizes he is beyond screwed. You've got an angry genie outside. You have your murderous father inside holding a knife. And the boy realizes this is the story of his life. This is literally the story of his life. All he's ever done is run away from his problems and been surrounded by bad, dangerous things. And so he's like, I'm literally about to die. I am either A, going to open this door and be destroyed by a genie, or B, my murderous father is going to stab me 6 ways past Sunday.
I will go with the genie.
Stab.
And so he decides, you know what? If this is all she wrote for me, I'm going to go out flipping Daddy off. And he says, quote, "I wish I had anyone else to be my father. You were a horrible man. You were a terrible man and you were a worse father. I wish anyone else on the planet was my dad." And Dad, holding the knife, is like, "Did you just say, I wish?" With a genie outside the door? And they realize the knocking stopped.
That's some really good fucking hearing. Speak up, boy. I can't hear you from down there.
Well, if I remember correctly, granting wishes is like a drug for genies, isn't it?
In some stories, but anyway. So the man,
Boy.
so the dad, I guess former dad now, is like, was that genie really going to give you a wish? And you wasted it? Fine, fuck you, kid. I'm not your dad.
I'm still gonna stab you.
I'm still going to kill you. And so he grabs the boy, and I wish I could say I was joking. He bends the boy over the table,
Sodomy.
raises up the knife, and suddenly the door gets kicked open. And the guy holding the knife looks over as palace guards. About a dozen of them come running into the room holding their swords.
Oh shit.
And the guy, no, here's the thing. Let's assume for a second you're a murderous psychopath who has been caught pinning a child down over a table holding a knife.
It was in this moment that Daddy realized
He
effed
fucked
up.
up.
He screwed. Well, no. He shouts to the guards, "It's not what it looks like. He's not my son."
Wow. When you roll a nat 1 on your performance.
It's not what you think. He's not my son.
That sounds like the punchline to a really bad joke.
The joke was his attempt
Oh,
at,
dude, imagine that as a metal band. That's the name.
"It's not what you think. He's not my son." So
It'll
then,
be a metal band from Alabama.
"It's not what you think. He's not my son." And then, the captain of the palace guard storms into the room and goes, "Well, of course he's not your son. That's the Sultan's son. You little bastard! We saw you. You stole him out of his crib all those years ago. Thankfully, because of the genie stomping around outside, we noticed this house and found him." And the former dad's like, "No,
shit.
wait, no. It was a genie. It was a wish. I am his dad. The genie changed it." And so the captain of the guard's like, yeah, likely story. Grab him and take him to the dungeon.
Beat his ass on the way there.
1,000 years dungeon.
Get him out of the prince's sight. I'll stay here and help the prince gather up his belongings and take him back to the palace myself. And so the guards
Guards the genie.
So the guards drag the man out and drag him away, and the captain is looking, watching, makes sure the guards are gone,
Savagely beaten.
turns around, gets on his knees and goes, "Thank you so much for getting me out of that lamp. I am so goddamn grateful. You don't realize I've been in that lamp for 10,000 years. And the worst part is I spent every minute of it knowing I deserved it. I was horribly cruel and evil."
He was a grateful genie.
And the boy is like, "Wait, what just happened? What? What just happened? What?" And the genie explains, "You wished anyone else on earth was your father. So I thought I'd give you the best father of all. What's better than having a sultan for a dad, right?
True. Don't have to worry about money.
You're a prince now."
Waited hand and foot.
But anyway.
You can ask people to beat other people.
And lock them in a dungeon forever.
Why is that what you think of?
Hey, he deserves it. I killed your mother. I'm like, yeah. About to get beat every day, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah, That's not an alignment problem. Having the man who murdered your mother be tortured for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Well, I know you're like one of your D&D characters,
it's
which
kind of
is
like punching a Nazi. It's a very, very morally right thing to do.
Yeah.
Or pirating from a multi-million-dollar corporation. It's always the ethically correct choice.
Just like how buying digital games and movies doesn't mean you own them. Therefore, pirating isn't stealing.
In fact, it's a responsibility.
Your local message from the Mexican.
Anyway, though.
I didn't.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. And so the genie is on his knees, so grateful, and he explains, "I did horrible things, and I swore that if anybody actually gave me another chance, if anyone let me out, I would be their slave. I would do anything for them. I would grant any wish, whatever they wanted. So, let me hear it, master. What else can I do for you? What else do you want?" And the boy is still trying to process this. He's like, "I'm a prince? My dad murdered my mom? And now he's not my dad anymore? This is a lot to take in. I mean, I thought you were going to try and kill me. And the genie admits, yeah, I'm sorry about scaring you. I had just suddenly been freed, and I was kind of confused myself, and then you run away when I'm trying to talk to you. You know, it was a big mess, and I'm really sorry I scared you. But come on, Master. Let me have it.
It's kind of like some Robin Williams style genie.
Yeah, like straight up.
See, this is basically the genie that they used in Aladdin. They just made him the wrong color. But anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway.
What was the story of Aladdin? Was that the blue genie?
No.
No?
The terrible blue genie was from other stories. But anyway.
Sorry,
And the
I
boy.
walked in the middle of this.
Yeah. And the boy is thinking about it, and he goes, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been treated like shit my whole life. I wouldn't want a slave. I wouldn't want to treat somebody like that. And the genie's like, I have phenomenal cosmic powers. Just ask me.
If I was the kid, I would rather have a friend.
Ultimate
Well,
cosmic
God,
power.
that is the second time you've dropped a spoiler without realizing it.
Huh.
Because the boy says, I don't want a slave. I don't want to treat someone like that. But you know what I've never had, but I've always wanted? A friend. And so the genie's like, oh, I'm not going to cry.
See, if I was that genie, if anything happened to that boy, I'm going to be yelling, my baby boy!
Yeah, no, he's like,
Was that my heart breaking? I thought that thing stopped beating years ago.
I have a heart?
And the genie's like, I think I could do that. I think I could manage being a friend. And so the boy went to the palace and became the prince, which I can only imagine must have been really confusing to the Sultan, right? Like,
Who's this?
what?
I have a son?
Yes, he was kidnapped as a baby, right out of his crib.
Wait, which wife?
Which wife?
Is that really important?
And who was in charge?
Oh, don't
Did I
worry.
hit them?
Well, no, don't worry. He's down in the dungeon. We got that taken care of. On an unrelated note, did you know we just invented boiling out oil? It's gonna be big.
By the way, sir, have you heard of the rack?
Excuse me, sir. Do you know what the fox says?
But no, and so, yeah, the boy became the prince, and his personal bodyguard was this odd-looking man with a big barreled chest, a square chin, and a single locket of hair on top of his head and at the end of his chin.
It's Chinny Chin Chin.
Mm-hmm. And most people agree that's basically the genie that Disney took for Aladdin.
Sweetness. This was an orange. This is not an orange.
Nope, it's pepper.
I am somewhat disappointed now.
But yeah, no,
They're good.
that's the origin. That's the Disney genie, but he was purple in the story.
Purple is just like a more serious shade of blue.
I like purple personally. I think it's a pretty color. But yeah, that's basically where Robin Williams' genie comes from. That's the genie that is grateful and wants to be the friend of the person who freed him.
See, and that means that Will Smith's genie was the one that got stuck back in the bottle because he was an idiot.
You know, I've never seen a human fit in a bottle. I wonder why.
Oh, going up here to go make that smack is going to be a great idea for my career.
That smack was one of the greatest things that happened to recent music. Just so you know.
But actually, that brings a good question. Okay, so abracadabra, you're a prince. Your mother was murdered.
I wish
How
I had
do
a
you-
theme song.
You wish you had a theme song.
Yeah, that would be my first wish from the genie.
Okay, but it's written by Toby Keith.
Yeah.
I knew that would get
Why
him.
did you just gotta ruin everything, Kristoff? Jeez.
I knew that would get him. But no. What torture do you implement against the man that murdered your mother and was going to murder you?
I forgot who it was
By
talking.
bending you over a table. That's something that bugs me. It specifically says
Sodomy!
He bent the boy over a table.
Oh, you see, what the thing is, the knife was just the final bit of that whole entire thing.
Yeah.
There was more to that.
And his defense when the guards came in is,
That's not my son.
it's okay, he's not my son.
See, I was.
Are we good still?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna have to call him back.
I was only gonna brutally sodomize somebody else's kid. That's all it was.
It's not a crime if it's not.
I get a red one.
It's not a crime if you do it to someone else's kid.
I was talking about this. Or,
Let's change
how
subjects.
predators, like, they just get sent to jail, get put in protective custody when they're in prison, and then let go. I was thinking about this. One, because if we execute them, that's not fair for the victim. What should happen is they should get sodomized, can never get a stiffy ever again, and the whole entire time in prison, which is a life sentence, they get their asses beat by everybody in the jail, including the guards.
I mean, that usually is what happens anyway.
Well, yeah, when they're not put into a fucking into a fucking holding cell, but this time they get put in general population with everybody else. No protective custody for your family.
Well, again, we're not talking about the child predator thing. This guy murdered your mother.
Again, same thing. Get your ass beat by everybody in the prison. For life.
Going off the American legal system, I'm all for that. But this is like the old Arabic legal system. Bring out the thumb screws.
Thumb screws.
Hang him by his thumbs.
What am I missing?
Bold alive.
We ask such wonderful questions here in the chat. What 3 wishes would you use to screw a genie over? How would you torture the man that murdered your
Chop
mom?
off his legs and his hands and give him a wheelchair with box wheels.
What is it that they did to that one guy? That one Hungarian murder? They
Lit him on fire?
no, they put him on a glowing hot iron throne and then put a glowing iron crown on his head.
Then there was the Iron Bull.
Oh, that was Roman.
Yeah.
Greek and Roman.
That's one of my favorite ones, though.
The Egyptians' version was a lion.
Like an iron lion or like a lion?
An iron lion. Specifically a lioness. They would do it for soldiers that attempted to defect or go AWOL.
Huh. I think we need to bring back these methods. No, honestly, put not people who do small petty crime, but like big crime.
The mother murderers.
Yeah, and a bunch of other people, and just like
Yeah, but
you get caught doing this, that's where you're going.
You're in
No
deep
ifs,
trouble.
Buts or buts about it.
You know what crime or you know what punishment needs to be brought back? Not
The
capital
chair?
punishment. Because killing somebody for committing a crime is giving them the easy way out. Because once they die,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
not their responsibility anymore.
They need to
What
get their
needs to
asses
be
beat.
brought back is public humiliation.
Shame! Shame!
Exactly. There is no greater weapon on the planet that is greater than being publicly shamed for a crime that you committed.
And an ass whooping every day.
we have such a wonderful crew here around the live microphone. But anyway,
Hey, everyone's thinking it. We're just saying it.
yeah. But yeah, the Arabian Nights is interesting because like so many people get so much wrong. But it's easy to do because this was a Herculoidian effort. Because, I mean, again, you had to draw these stories from literally all across a continent.
Not just that, but like I'm pretty sure most of those people were trying to get rid of those while you're trying to save them.
Yeah, there was pushback. And again, it's kind of like the Bible. You could quote the Arabian Nights all day long, and 9% of the time people are going to be like,
Aladdin?
Is that in the Bible? Is that in the Bible? I think that's in the Bible. I think that sounds familiar. It's the same with the Arabian Nights. And then it gets even more complicated because you have things that were added after the fact, like Aladdin and Alibaba, who ironically are the 2 most well-known stories in the Bible. Or not the Bible, the Arabian Nights.
Wah, wah.
Well, look at it this way: the freaking practically every story that Disney's ever freaking made of the princesses, they're all taken from the Brothers Grimm, and they all gave them happy endings, technically speaking.
Oh yeah. There's something we could talk about. The frickin' Brothers Grimm. Oh boy.
Because what was it? It was Cinderella, right? Where the evil stepmother gets the iron shoes.
You say you talk about the Brothers Grimm?
No, but that'll be a good one to do.
That would be a good one to do.
Oh, yeah, the most like horrible Germanic folk tales on the planet, most of which don't ever really have any morals, or just
They're just bad stuff that happens to
Yeah.
people.
Hey, most of those people were shitty ass people, anyways.
That's the real moral of the Brothers Grimm stories.
Don't be a shitty ass person.
Don't be a shitty ass people. The Arabian Nights, they have lots of morals and lessons and stuff like that.
Like, if your dad kills your mother, you might find a genie and become a prince. Purple Rain.
Yeah? And never doubt the stupidity of someone trying to kill you.
Yep.
I've never seen a person fit in a bottle. You know...
You know, that wish could have also gone horribly wrong.
What do you mean?
Like, wish to be the dad of anybody.
Oh, I wish anybody was my father? Yeah.
Like, what happens if it's a dude who's like,
well,
conspiring to kill the
king.
king?
Lucky he got he won the genie lottery.
He
Yeah.
kind of did. He got...
yeah.
And on top of that, the genie didn't even have a limit on the wishes. He was going to be a slave originally.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll just grant whatever
Like,
wish
if
you
I
want.
was that kid, like, I would, like, some of the wishes I would be asking for is being able to, because he's probably never been taught to read, write, do mathematics. So
Yeah.
I would wish to be able to do that, and be able to know politics.
Oh God.
He's a prince. He's gonna have to.
Yeah.
Military tacticians.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you also have a genie to help you, so there's
I would
that.
still wish for that, because then you can just bounce off ideas off the genie.
Yeah, this is true.
You can do that with a friend though too.
But the genie is his friend.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And then
Good friend. I don't know. I think that's a good friend to have. Although it's interesting. So this genie, because let's cross-reference real quick. The one genie that was found in the bottle in the ocean said he had been in prison for 300,000 years.
He was a piece of shit even when he came out.
He was. The purple genie, the friend. You okay?
Little mushroom butt.
Oh, my lack of a...
See, there's another one. Give your evil ex-father a mushroom butt.
So,
I don't
Scraps
even
is
know.
in the kitchen cooking a meal because he's moving away tomorrow, and he found a mushroom with a butt.
I was thinking about this today. After you get yourself settled and whatnot, is it cool if the three of us, if we're able to get the time off, go visit and I will drive us?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because I know you don't like to fly.
How long would it take to drive to New York?
It took me a day and a half.
A day and 1 hour.
Yeah, it took me a day and a half just from here to Virginia.
Yeah,
And that was just stopping at a hotel to sleep.
Yeah,
See, that'd be really cool. That's what he's doing. He's driving.
Yeah.
that could be fun.
And then on the way, and we can make it chill there for like a day, 2 or 3 days. But like on the way there or on the way back, we can find spots where we can do some filming and shit.
Oh, we should try to go to like the Bell Witch Caves or like the Forest Lights.
Stop by
Cemeteries.
uh
Lovecraft's Grave.
That's in
I'm
Rhode
not-
Island.
and then
I'll be pretty close to Rhode Island, actually.
Oh, that would be so cool.
We would need to like plan this out. Let's
stop by some spots.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
yeah.
Drive through the Appalachian Mountains at night to see what creepy stuff happens.
Oh God.
So to sidetrack things a little bit, I apologize. I have actually something really cool because me and my friend figured this out. The route that I am taking back to New York is the exact same route that was the road trip in Dumb and Dumber, just backwards.
Huh.
Fuck yeah!
Cool.
That is. I hope it goes better for you.
That
Well, I'll
jump-
make sure not to
Did you
throw
just
any
pee?
balls at anybody.
Yeah, that's kind of warm.
Oh.
Mr. Bishop says stop by Missouri.
Oh yeah, we could go visit my dad.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. See his new house. He's building a house right now.
Yeah.
which
Lots
I've
of
told
stuff
you
going
guys
on
about.
outside the desert here. But
But
yeah.
again, like after he gets settled, So we'll have plenty of time.
Yeah, we can plan this out and shit.
Ooh, we can hit up instead of fast food restaurants, we hit up diners.
Truck stops.
Give me some time to learn to teach myself how to cook an actual New York style pizza for you guys.
Again, after you let us know when you feel ready for us to be able to come over, and
We'll talk about that.
Now that I've actually had authentic New York style pizza, it's actually pretty good.
but back to the genie. Like again, like for if you got the purple genie, like that would be fucking cool. Because then he can be like, hey, how do you know a way for me to be able to help out the city, help out the people?
Yeah. But as I was saying, now think about this for a second. So the first one said he was trapped for 300,000 years. The purple genie said he was trapped for 10,000 years. But he spent every minute of it wallowing in despair because he felt he deserved it.
You get put in prison, it's like, yep, I fucked up.
Well, I'm just
100%
wondering,
my fault.
what did they do? Did they do the same kind of crime? Like,
Well, you said that they liked hunting humans, so probably.
they liked killing humans for sport. Yeah, that was the big thing.
Let's see. What if he just started killing people?
Oh god, he was
He's like, oh god, I'm in prison.
he was a late bloomer. The purple, because that's a time gap. 300,000 years versus 10,000 years. Oh god, I just had a sudden thought. What if he thought it was 10,000 years? But he had like gone crazy or something, and so he didn't realize he was in there for hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, and that's what.
That's sad. Because I mean, because when he gets out of the lamp, he's in a state of.
You could say he had bottled up his emotions.
Heyo,
Get out!
that was a good one.
Get back in the kitchen!
And oh yeah, if we plan this out, I'll have to get the car ready, do brake change, do an oil change,
Oh yeah.
air filter, swap
This
out
is
the
not.
brakes.
This is not something we're gonna be doing like next
Oh.
freaking week.
Fuck no.
This is gonna be, summertime.
Next year, probably.
I'm a little bit more optimistic about that.
Well, I have to build up my fucking vacation time again.
Yeah, we'd have to actually get like a good week off or something. But anyway,
Maybe 2.
maybe I don't know. I'm not sure how my paid time off actually accrues, but I don't know if I can actually have that much time. But anyway, I personally love the Arabian Nights. And we are actually getting close to time here, though. You okay?
I've been assaulted by an onion.
Oh, the O kicked your ass.
The
It's
O
not
kicked my
assault
ass.
when it says surprise.
It didn't say surprise. It just freaking attacked me.
Poor guy. But anyway,
I have been unjustly maced.
I love the Arabian Nights, and again, I was shocked. I kind of expected you would never have read it, but I really thought you would have at least a little.
No. I never-
Scraps, what about you? You've read at least some of the Arabian Nights, right?
You know what's weird is I have not actually gotten a hold of them.
I do not.
I am surrounded by heretics.
Well, to
the
be
only
fair,
person
my
in my
childhood
life
was
I've ever
mostly
known.
stay out of the way, don't be seen.
Yeah,
Do as you're told.
I was an
Yeah.
avid reader, but my whole entire thing was more like high fantasy leading into sci-fi. I never got a chance.
The
to...
Arabian Nights are like the origin of high fantasy.
Yeah, but you got to remember, when I was a kid, it was more J.R.R. Tolkien and Orson Scott Card, not some dusty old dead people.
And then on top of
I
that,
have some bad news for you.
they're all dusty old people.
J.R.R. Tolkien was still alive when I started reading the. No, he wasn't.
I was gonna say no. When did Tolkien die?
Did Tolkien die? No, Orson Scott Card is still alive.
Yes, Tolkien died.
Yeah, no,
He'd
when
be
did he
like
die?
almost 200 years old.
But
That'd be cool.
no, the other thing too is, as someone who has dyslexia, like reading was really hard for me, so I went out of my way not to.
See, I think you would like a lot of the stories in the Arabian Nights.
He died in 1973 at age 81.
Jesus.
He's old.
He is an old fucker.
But anyway, I think you guys would really like the Arabian Nights. Now, I'll acknowledge I haven't read it like cover to cover. I don't know anyone who has actually. And like I said, it's kind of like the Bible. It's massive, and there is just so much in it.
You know what's funny is I've never read the Bible, but I know plenty of stories from it.
I read the Old Testament long ago. And somebody always gives me hell that I should read the rest of it.
Well,
He swears up and down that it gets better in the second half, but
the one thing I always got confused with the Catholics and whatever, because one of them doesn't have the saints, the other one does have the saints.
yeah, there are different denominations and translations.
And then
You okay?
but then like middle school-ish, I was hanging out with a friend of mine whose family members were Mormon, so I hung out with them for a while. Got talking with some of the like some of the Mormon people that would go around and shit. But like,
We're getting backstory lore for Jesus.
no, we're not. I can neither confirm nor deny any of this information.
That's going to be next week's show. Jesus.
The backstory.
The lore.
That is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You could call it the pilgrimage to West Virginia.
They have good barbecue.
Shut up.
Hey, we might pass by West Virginia on the way to New York.
The hell we will.
You're not the driver.
Fuck.
Oh, that'll be an episode.
Help!
Oh, we need to get
Help!
some.
There's a mutiny going on with my crew.
some GoPros.
The fuck is a GoPro?
GoPro. Sorry. And then so that way we can have one on the dash, and then some set up at the car while we're just like do them. We just film and then just do a montage.
Oh, jeez. But anyway.
Montage!
But yeah,
Everybody
no,
likes a montage.
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just need a montage.
Hi, Choopy.
Hi, Choopy. You stay right here with me. But anyway, no. I personally love the Arabian Nights, and I do notice, and this is going to... How do I say this without sounding ugly? I'm going to say it anyway. Honestly, since 9/11, I've noticed there's a lot less people who even know about the... It's
ignorant bullshit. Where
It
people,
is.
It was a small group, a small fanatic group that did that shit,
Yeah,
and
but...
everyone bumps it in all together and makes it look like
Yeah.
assholes. Like some of the people over there, they're fanatic. They take it to their extreme. That's not the whole. It's a small part of it.
But the point I was making is that, like, I remember in the 90s, everyone knew the Arabian Nights. Everyone made references to the Arabian Nights.
Well, that's because Disney brought the Arabian Nights to their living rooms.
With Disney, yeah, with Aladdin and stuff. But I noticed that, yeah, pretty much the turn of the millennium, nobody mentions them anymore. And I think that's personally a travesty, because these are... And I'll give you, okay, fine, some of them are some... There's some strangeness. You
Am I
okay?
saying anything about my ugly face?
No.
Okay.
Calm down. But no, it's... I'll give you, there's some weird stuff in there, but at the same time, this is a beautiful book, and you should absolutely check it out. What's that? Don't go to New Jersey and watch out for the Jersey Devil.
Oh, we
need-
should stop by Salem.
Salem? That's Massachusetts.
Is it on the way over there or no?
I'm not sure.
Near, it's on the other side of New York. Like, it's
Yeah.
like northeast.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Same with Rhode Island.
But anyway, I have been your host, Kristoff N. Chester. We have Jesus, the mysterious man who we will learn more about next week when
The hell we are.
Yeah, the town I grew up in, India, we had the date festival every year, and they had a Arabian Nights pageant where they would do plays and stuff. That was, I will admit, the date festival was like one of the very few things that was actually cool about where I grew up. But we got the bishop over there in the corner.
Hi.
We have Scraps here handling sharp objects.
Hi.
Don't worry though, it doesn't involve his son. What a weird defense. When the police just kick in your door while you're about to murder someone.
Wait, I can explain.
It's
He's not my son.
Didn't murder. You're right.
On that note, I did go to a Tattoo Festival on Sunday.
I'm not familiar with what that is.
It's a festival. It's like a convention, but for tattoo artists. You can get art done and whatnot. Met some pretty cool artists there.
Oh, I thought you said tattoo, not tattoo.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll be back next week. I'm sure the microphone picked that up.
The fart heard around the world. Gosh, dang.
Dude. Anyway, next week, yeah, let's talk about the Brothers Grimm. We talked about the Arabian Nights. Let's talk about another famous book that's actually kind of declined in notoriety because of stupid people.
Because of a mouse.
But yeah, we'll talk about the Brothers Grimm next week. So until then, be well, everybody. Go read the Arabian Nights or use the freaking 20-hour long audiobook. And as always, keep checking the shadows.
Awkward pause.
I pushed the screen. Where is it? Very awkward pause. Where the heck is it? Move, dude. It's right there. Sorry.
That's the one!
I know, the right one wouldn't work.
Oh, we're starting another episode already?
No.
No.
Bye.
They made a sequel to the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.